So, hello, Sakou, and welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Oto. Thank you for having me here.
So, today's topics we're gonna cover nutrition, exercise, and motivation, especially. But before we jump into it, just tell us a little bit of your background.
Great. First of all, thank you for having me here. And my background actually is a circus performance and ground acrobatic. I've been doing it for about 15 years professionally. So, yes, and of course, I'm a personal trainer. I've been doing it for the last 5 years.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
And because I know you're a man of high motivation, high energy, great skill, you're in amazing shape, I think you'll be a very good trainer to explain to our clients, to our listeners, all these little details about nutrition, exercise, motivation, because I personally believe it's a combination of many factors. It's not just do one thing. It's really long-term focus on multiple things.
I totally agree with you. So when it comes to fitness, combining between exercise and nutrition, they have to work together. If you do a workout and then you eat bad or your diet is bad, it's not gonna be good. So you have to have both of them together. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, agreed. So what would be your, let's say, take on the nutrition myths?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. So when it comes to nutrition myths, I don't have that so much of them because everybody understand that nutrition, people do understand about the basic on nutrition, right? So if, for example, when I have a client, they want to lose weight. So they actually understand what they have to do what they don't, that the commitment they are missing. So for me, if I tell them sugar is bad, they already understand that sugar is bad. If I tell them that carbs are bad, they already understand that carbs are bad. They understand everything. For them, it's the commitment. So my myth, I already said, I don't have a really specific myth to say. So that's my answer to it.
I get it. So how important is the meal preparations for people to succeed, let's say, with their weight loss or actually getting in a good shape?
Of course, having your meal prepared is very, very important, especially if you really want to achieve your goals. You need to know what you're eating. So preparing your meal, it is actually one of the thing I encourage everybody to do it. Because when you prepare your meal, you know what you're eating, because most people, especially, for example, if I'm talking about my clients, they work in the office 15, 14 hours a day. And then the first thing they want to do is grab something really quick. They go to the next, fast food shop and they buy any food they can because they need to come back to work. They have 30 minutes. So anything. So for me, if they go and prepare their meals, then it's very easy for them to keep, counting the calories and tracking their food. So they should, I believe they should have their meal prepared.
Cool. And what about some healthy go-to snacks, something you would recommend to your clients after workouts or in general when their energy drops and they're hungry?
Yeah, there is so many options for them, but people get really bored. I'll give you a little bit of example.
Healthy ones.
Yeah, of course. So they can have snacks like Greek yogurt. Everybody knows that Greek yogurt is really good and healthy, but most people do, they get bored with it. You can have low sugar protein bars. You can have a handful of nuts. It can be pistachio, it can be nuts, it can be anything that's healthy. You can have fruits, for example, my go-to blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. This can be really easy. You can buy them in any store, any market, and they are really affordable.
Especially frozen ones.
Frozen, yeah, everything is affordable.
Frozen options are cheaper. They will last longer. So obviously you have to make a smoothie because you're not going to be crunching
I agree with you 100%.
Frozen strawberries. But what I find, because when I buy fruit, sometimes if I don't eat it fast enough, it spoils.
Yeah.
It's expensive enough. But then if I have a frozen one, I make a smoothie with bananas, some frozen fruit, and some milk. I like milk. and some added protein. And then because there's frozen fruit in it, it's cold. It will last in my car for another couple of hours. So actually the frozen fruit can be good way of sort of preserving the smoothie for longer, especially in summer.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. But it's something I always focus on this, right? I'd like to go for organic because sometimes people will tell you, I'm in the office, okay? I want to eat something. Frozen, do I take it with me? Do I keep it? I don't know what to put it. They have so much excuses. The minute they find the excuse, they actually want the bottle. So for me, I always go for organic. You want to go for snacks? This is where you go. So this is the market's really close to you. Go get it. Have raspberries, strawberries, nuts, whatever you want to have, and I'll go for organic. I will never tell them if you're at home. Because they find excuses not to do it. If you're at home, go for it. Frozen bananas, frozen raspberry. I do it myself, right? But outside, I go to the market. I really grab like a very, very easy and simple snacks that I can have anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. What would be supplements for weight loss you would recommend, if there's any? Rather than focusing on good diet, caloric deficit, and so on. So if there's a supplement is worthwhile.
So actually for most of my clients, they always come up with the idea, what do I have? Is there any supplements I should take? In the beginning, I would never tell them to have a supplement because they count on it. Right?
Because what?
They count on this supplement. They'll be like, this supplement is going to change my life, right? You don't need to. I tell you, the supplements are good. For example, if you have this X amount of protein intake you have during the day, and then you have a bad appetite, or you don't have time to cook, or you don't know how to count your protein intake, I'm gonna tell you to have a protein shake. For example, white protein powder, so you can have it.
The whey
Protein powder, so you can have it. So, but mostly I always tell them, learn the habit that you can teach anybody else. Yeah. Learn how to have an organic food. Learn how to have something, then you can have it with your grandfather, your grandma, with anybody, your kids. They can see you doing that because people question so many things. Oh, you lost weight because you had this X, powder. So for me, when it comes to supplements, protein powder is okay. I don't advertise for calorie burners, those kind of stuff. It's a no-no for me. I haven't asked any of my clients to have any of those supplements unless protein powder. That's about it.
Yeah. I agree. Actually, it's a great way to add conveniently, cheaply, let's say whey protein. Or I actually found from bulk.com, I found the vegan mix and sweetened with stevia.
Yeah.
Really good. It doesn't upset my stomach. Sometimes it happens when I have, let's say, too much whey protein. Let's say when I'm hitting 80 to 100 grams a day.
Yeah.
It can upset the stomach. It never happens. From vegan protein, it doesn't happen. Same with these Fuel Fit bars as well. Like, if I eat 2 of them, my digestion is bad.
It's really bad, and it gets a lot of gas on your stomach.
So that's why I would encourage people to really watch out for, these adverse effects.
Yeah, definitely. They can try different things if they wish to, right? But if you are new in fitness, if you are starting right now, don't. Just start with a very simple diet.
Of course.
Eat organic. That's about it.
And Sakou, because you mentioned a few times organic, and actually I used to be almost a fanatic about it myself, and I read a lot about the, pesticides and all of these different chemicals that are not good for us. So why do you recommend organic rather than
food? Were you talking about food?
Food organic, yeah.
Yeah, food organic when it comes to fruits, like no processed food.
Are you talking about organic as natural or organic as bio?
No, organic as natural.
Okay, so you mean like a produce, like a natural food rather than
processed food.
Okay, because if you would say organic, I would say, are you talking about without any additional chemicals that are sort of...
I wouldn't. My food is very boring. So you mean what it eat
So
is there?
that's why you're so ripped, yeah?
It,
Because
it
people
could be
eat
one of them.
pizzas, chicken wings, and gallons of beer.
I don't.
You know,
Yes,
it's exciting, but then they don't look that good in mirror.
it does not happen that minute because you feel the joy. You don't feel fat or your performance still the same, your energy. But I'm telling you, if you do it over and over again, it's not good. Even for us, even for you, you're ripped as well. So if you do it today, for example, once a week is totally fine. If you're happy to have a glass of wine or whatever, it's up to you. For example, I desire to have a pizza, go for it because it is actually is good for you sometimes.
By the way, Sakou refused honey in his coffee, so
I did, I'm not.
But he have a full fat milk in it, so
Yeah, I try to balance. I try to balance. I had enough fruit at home, so I think I had enough.
So I think we're talking about discipline, knowing your daily uptakes and daily activities. So I think this can come really well to the factors such as knowing where you are in your day, in your week, if you can afford that extra ice cream, that extra sugar and honey or whatever. So isn't that true that you need to know, okay, how hard did I train today? Did I actually train?
Totally.
How much should I eat today? Because it depends how hard you worked.
I totally agree with you. For example, me and you, we do fitness for a living.
I enjoy it.
We move a lot.
We live it.
So if you now decide to have a burger, you know what you need to do next.
I mean, I can just absorb it and nothing will happen.
That is it. Because
If I eat it every day for 2 weeks,
yes,
I will see it.
Definitely.
But it doesn't happen from one.
It does not. It does not. It's just a habit. It's just a habit. For me, if I desire having a burger right now, just have it. I want to enjoy it.
Just go straight to muscle.
Very interested. But I'll do my best to not do it. Mm-hmm. So I always
Discipline.
That's what I stand for.
Yeah.
That's what I stand for, yeah.
Yes. And you know what? This is what I had since I was around 16, 17. I always got a little bit fat during the winter, and I blame for it a few factors. Christmas in Slovakia, quite traditional. My mom would cook lots of food excessively, so we would be overeating. And also, it's middle of the winter. You don't actually go out as much, so you sit at home playing computer games back then when I was 16, 17. So you actually get a little fat. And then January 1st, boom, I'm on a diet.
Yeah.
I'm starting to train harder. I eat less and complete reversal in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'm back to normal.
But the question is, you do fitness for life, right? It is your passion. That's what I actually do for a living. I don't believe it does work for everybody. It does not. They go for Christmas. They have this family table food. They enjoy. They have a great time. They're like, 1st of January, I'm back. You're totally wrong because motivation comes and goes. Mm-hmm. So you train the first week and you'll never come back again. You'll never come back again because you don't have the habit yet. So it's not in my culture. I have never had a sip in my entire life. I never had alcohol.
Really?
Yeah, I never did.
Wow.
Yeah.
The liver must be amazing.
I'm trying to, still my water intake not that great. But yeah, it's just, my focus is all about building the right habits.
So just because of your sort of background, your tradition, you go through Ramadan, yeah?
Yeah.
How does that work? How does that work for a fitness instructor to go through Ramadan's fasting phase? How does it work?
The fasting at work when it was performance is a very interesting point. So I was working in a professional company, right? It was part of Cirque du Soleil. They are really,
and
really
you are from Algeria.
Yes, I'm from Algeria.
But you traveled the world.
I did travel, worked in really interesting companies. So we were in Turkey working in one of the best hotels, resorts there. You have to be very, very, very committed as a circus performance. You have to be on top of your niche, right? You have to be in a good shape every day. And then when Ramadan comes, Turkey is very, very hot.
Mm-hmm. Like 40 degrees,
40 degrees, and you have to train. Mm-hmm. Once the manager approached me and I was like, I heard that you're fasting. And I was like, yeah, but but you're still performing. So you're not afraid to get injured or something. I was like, it's all about mental strength. It's not about what the food I'm eating because, eat later is not a big problem. He was really surprised. And I was like, either you eat or you stop. Like you stop for a while and get back. And I was like, this is not going to happen because it is for me mental strength. Of course, you're not going to eat. You feel hungry, but your body gets used to everything. So if it's crazy how our body adapt to things. It's crazy. You can fast for 15 hours and then you still maybe you feel hungry for about 10 minutes and then you're good. Your body's there because your body changes according to, the calorie intakes, probably the activities level you have. But yeah, it's just interesting how to do Ramadan. Everybody's capable of doing it, actually. I believe everybody does it. Of course, I started doing it when I was 7. It's not today. You've been doing it more than 20 years. But again, we come back to the habit. Mm-hmm. Great things takes time. So if you want to build a habit, it takes time. Don't expect to have this. If I ask you, Oto, tomorrow you start fasting the whole day, you'll be like, man, halfway.
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Maybe you've done it before.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten for 5 days once.
Oh my God.
It's mental thing. As you said, it's more mental than physical. And I tried first 1 day fast. Then after a while, maybe I've done 6 of them, 7. Then I did 2 days, 3 days, and then I jumped to 5 days. So I planned it such way. First 2 days, I was still going to work.
Yeah.
And then the following 3 days, I was off work.
My God.
And, your energy fluctuates. And I was only drinking water. There was no food whatsoever.
Man.
It was just water and nothing else.
Wow. You see.
And even on the 5th day, your energy goes up, you're hyped, and then drops. Every 2 hours, there's a cycle. And throughout the day, you have these ups and downs.
Yes.
So I went to the Britas Bay. I drove there. And then I work out.
Yeah.
I swam.
Wow.
I sprinted. And then on the way back, I could barely hold the steering wheel.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's mental challenge. And I did it I thought I will heal eczema and other stuff. And I lost lots of muscles, but almost from sort of from different point of view, almost transformationally, you lose part of your old self.
Yeah.
You destroy it.
Yes, I
and
agree
then
with you.
you lose cells that represented your old self, and you're shifting to your new self, kind of you lost something, and then you're building something new without that garbage. So that's how I felt.
I totally agree with you. It's just, again, it's a mental challenge because you become a little bit moody. In the first week of Ramadan, you better not talk to me don't try to have a long conversation with me because your mouth is trying to dry. You'd be like, you know what? I want to save some energy. But you're not hungry. You're not there. You're not there. It's very surprising this year. I did Ramadan. Instead of losing weight, I gained more weight.
How come? So you have one
because I've changed the way I used to do it.
So you have one meal only at the evening, or how does it work?
So you fast from 4 a.m. morning time. You wake up in the morning. You have your breakfast, whatever you call it, the meal, and then
really 4 a.m.
What is it?
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
You're not joking.
Yeah, every single day.
Oh.
So yeah, in the nighttime I sleep about at 10. Wake up at 4 o'clock every single day. I have my meal. And I have my shake because I changed it this year. So I changed the way, and I was like, everybody's saying that you're going to lose weight, you're going to lose this. But this year, I'm going to change some.
So what did you change?
I try to have as much calories in the morning time as I can. In the evening time,
2 steaks kind of thing?
No, I had two shakes, 2 scoops in one protein, and I have a little bit of honey inside of it, a little bit of oats.
So nothing too heavy. If I had one meal, I would go for meat or something like that.
No, I don't. No, in the morning time, I can't have that.
Okay.
No. So I keep it very simple. We have my eggs, I have 4 eggs. But the very interesting thing is everybody knows it. Whoever works in fitness or knows about fitness. In the evening time, I'm hungry, but you know what I do when I have to eat? Just a small portion every hour. Mm-hmm. I have a small portion every hour, so my body digests it. People don't understand one thing. Even we have a big meal, of 100 or 200 gram of protein, your body just absorbs just a little bit of it. Your body's not going to take 200 gram protein. It will not. 50 probably the maximum amount of protein that you can absorb out of that food. So that's why I'm trying to take it in a small. So every hour your body.
Can I add to it?
Please do.
I think the whole point of this small amount of protein as a limit, I think that's actually, I don't think it's factually true.
Oh, yeah?
There was some research and they were saying like, oh, you only can do 30. It was based on some research. Then I read a book and the guy explained simply that they didn't test any more than 30 grams.
Wow.
In the research. And then suddenly everybody started quoting, you shouldn't really need more than 30 grams. But imagine this way, you are a hunter and gatherer thousands and thousands of years ago, and you just didn't eat for 2 days. Yeah. You just had a kill, you had a rabbit or whatever, you killed something, and you're gonna eat a kilo of meat, yeah?
Okay.
So do you think you're only gonna absorb 50?
No, absolutely.
So I think we are adapting. Plus, also the digestion of meat takes around 8 hours.
But we had to agree on one thing. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. You know your body, when you take more than you need protein,
it turns into extra calories, glycogen.
Yeah, you don't need that. So you don't need that. So automatically, where did it go? You observe that. Let's say you observe
it turns into glucose. It turns into glucose and then back to glycogen and it goes to muscles and liver.
You know better. So
that's a science.
Yes. So basically, your body is not going to take the whole protein in order to eat.
It depends how much you train, how much muscles you damaged, and how you spread the proteins in a day, if your body is able to actually absorb it or not. And that comes with a sort of wisdom. And I guess excess protein can turn into weight gain because it's just 4 calories per gram. So it's the same like carbohydrates. So eventually any excess protein. But I guess for many people, the problem is that they don't eat that much protein at all because they have a high carb diet. Okay, yeah, boom, they have 10 grams of protein. I'm talking about a guy who is 90 plus kilo. So then they have a lunch and have a sandwich with a little bit of ham or tuna or whatever, bit of chicken.
No, this is not going to work out.
So eventually I find that most of these guys that were looking for weight loss, some of my clients, the problem there was that they could maybe get 60, 70 grams of protein in a day. Well, for any muscle building equation, they were looking for 140, 160 even. So they're kind of like a halfway where they should be. So I think for most non-gym person, just to adjust to the fact, like, what is protein? What should I eat? That's why I always say start with the eggs, unless you have a problem with cholesterol, which is very genetically individual for a person. But there's many ways to do that. And that's why supplements can be one of them, or eating, let's say, some kind of fish or meat in the morning, just to get that every meal with 30 to 40 grams, and then eventually those 3 meals will get you that 90 to 120
at least above.
And if you want to go for the
yeah.
extra, you have extra protein shake after workout, and boom, you're 140, 160 grams. For someone who is like my weight, 85 kilos, let's say, that would work, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I advise my clients. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky. Yeah, most people I see, especially ladies, that don't like to eat eggs in the morning time. They tell you to eat eggs. It's like, how many eggs do you eat in the morning time? Just maybe 1 or 2. Sorry about that. So maybe 1 or 2 eggs.
Getting used to the mic.
No, I mean, I feel comfortable. I feel like you're next to me. The connection is good.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, I eat 1 or 2 eggs a day. You know how many grams of protein in 1 egg?
6, 7.
There you go. But they're not aware of it. The eggs looks like it's plenty of it. So when they asked me how many eggs I eat in the morning time, and I was like, I eat 4 to 5 eggs in the morning.
5, 6.
But how do you do it? You'd be like, it's a big, because they got used to waking up in the morning, the coffee, a little bit of here and there, pancakes and all that. So the magic is when you wake up in the morning time and you have high intake protein is more than 30 grams, you actually save the half of the day. And especially for people who wants to lose weight, it is magic. If you wake up in the morning time, it is. This is a magic formula, right? When you wake up in the morning time, have enough water, a glass of 2 of water, empty stomach. Go have a healthy breakfast. Let's say 30 or 35 grams of protein intake, right, with some healthy fats. Actually, eggs has whole
fats as well.
Yeah, and then maybe half avocado, whatever
Would
you
you recommend
decide.
some carbs as well, so they have glucose as well flowing in?
Yeah,
Some people are sensitive to it, so I'd say for some people they need carbs, especially athletes.
Yeah, you need it definitely.
Personally, I do need carbs.
Yeah,
always.
And then you go for the workout. Watch yourself losing weight or getting rid of your if your body fat percentage is high, watch us change it. But it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and consistency. People will stay. I noticed from 3 to 4 weeks, people have this high motivation and expectation that things happen really quick. It does not. It worked for some. It does not work for some. It does not work for everybody. I might tell you, you're going to be in great shape in the next 8 weeks because I know Oto, a hardworking man. I know he's committed. I know he's somebody who wants that result. But if you meet somebody for the first time, you don't know nothing about them. You know they want something. How bad? You're not sure about it. Their lifestyle, you're not sure about it. The stress level they have, you're not sure about it. So it takes time to get to know them. So that's what I normally do. I tell them every time I have a client, and I was like, I need to get to know you first. First week, second week, third week, no pressure. Try to be there, but no pressure. Do the workout, let them adapt, find their personality, and then start to change.
Pushing a little bit.
Just a little bit because you know their abilities, right? Because when you work up,
they earned it.
That's it.
Yeah. Just to kind of not wrap up, but just to add to that protein intake.
Please.
I think lots of people do mistake and actually have a very high carbohydrate breakfast. They are hungry, but they eat just potatoes or rice. Like if they were some kind of poor working class person going somewhere in Asia on a bicycle to the rice fields. So we can afford better. So the thing is, carbohydrates, complex or simple, breaks down to glucose, fructose, and galactose. Galactose is the only one from milk that will actually cost more energy to process it. The glucose, fructose is pretty straightforward. So these are non-essential. There's no essential glucose or fructose, but there's essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. So protein and fats are required to have essential aminos and essential fatty acids, a certain amount to be healthy, because they're essential. We don't produce them. We have to actually intake them from a food. So the problem with the carbs is that it doesn't send signal to the brain that you being nicely fed. There's still something missing. So especially fats and especially protein send some signal to parts of the brain which says, okay, I've been fed, and satiety level is sort of decreased, so you are actually not hungry. So people who eat high carbohydrates are also naturally more hungry because they didn't satisfy the portion of the brain for that, because it's essential. So there's some kind of feedback mechanism within brain body, the intelligence of the body saying, hey, you didn't get the stuff we needed. You ate, but we still didn't get the essential stuff. Essential. I repeat it again, essential.
But it's a very emotional thing. People crave carbs, but they never crave protein. It's a very interesting point. People crave carbs. You know, I miss carbs because in every family around the world, we all used to eat. Like we wake up in the morning time when we were, sorry about that. We were young. Like the first thing we eat in the morning time is just maybe a croissant, maybe bread, maybe something. So everybody got used to that.
Honey and jam.
Please, you've done it 1 hour ago. You just right from my
chocolate milk
eyes.
with sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
So yes.
And then you should go straight for 1 hour training. But most people do not.
Yeah. Oh.
Exactly. They go sit down to their office, to the school, and then the energy swings, energy dips, and suddenly you are brain fogged.
Yes. It's very crazy. Like sometimes people, if they think they want to have carbs, go for it. But if you're only sure that you're going to get rid of it, that are healthy carb, we cannot live without carbs. Everybody's body is different. Some people, they don't really need carbs, maybe a tiny bit. what most of us need. That's where a source of energy, right?
Depends how active you are, depends how
Yeah.
you adjust it throughout your lifespan, how you program your body to get energy.
Yeah, if I'm willing to have a great session today, I have no carb because my trainer told me not to have carb. Good. So just know what type of exercise you're going to be doing. If you're thinking about doing some crazy, maybe high rocks training or maybe some cardio, I'm going to ask you to have some carbs.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to have some carbs because I always advise my training because, strength training, it does not burn that amount of calories compared to a different high intensity workout. So sometimes in my clients, I noticed that a few times when we start training, I see the performance is not there. There's like, what is it actually happening? Last time you were doing great. What is it today? I just had my 10K run before you come. And they call it warm up.
Mm-hmm.
What it was like, I advise you not to do it before because when you run, you burn more calories than you're actually doing strength training. And they got the concept of that thing. So, we have to learn from our clients' mistake, and then we try our best to educate them when we can. Yeah.
It's part of our job. Just adding on the carbohydrate thing, the glucose, I'd say in the past, what was sweet in the nature was fruit, and it was just quick source of energy. So for us humans, we were just very attracted to the sweet taste. So somehow that is the key. But also wanted to mention the GI, the glycemic index. So if you look at the glycemic index of rice or apple or sugar, whatever it is, it's really irrelevant because you combine different compounds. So you have fats, proteins, fiber, and carbohydrates. So the rice on its own could have, I don't really remember what is the GI. Everybody can Google it.
Yeah.
But if you add a little bit of fats, you stabilize it, you slow it down. So that glycemic index changes. That's why for a really fulfilling meal, you want to combine some veg with some fiber, some fat, some protein. And then those carbohydrates that you eat, instead of releasing them at a certain rate, you slow them down maybe 5 to 10 times and they release for the next 2-3 hours more gradually.
Interesting.
So you're getting these drips of glucose rather than one big spike. There was a example, the Skittles versus Snickers. I think the Skittles hit around 85 milligrams per whatever unit of blood was that. And the Snicker bar, because it has a little bit of peanut butter, that number was 35.
Wow.
That's less than half, just because it was mixed with some fat and proteins.
So you have a very, very interesting question here. So do you find those formulas work for everybody?
Which formulas?
Then when it comes to numbers that works for autos and me, for example, when you're talking about carbs, now you're talking about carbs, about those sort of stuff. Do you think the same myth works for everybody?
I can only speak for myself, and I tell you, every time I want to put on muscle mass, I need to eat more, focusing on protein and also good quality carbs. Sometimes you need to get fat to put on mass. If I train a lot and I don't eat well, I'm exhausted. I have a sort of brain fog and I'm exhausted all the time. I get irritated as well. So for some people, it can work a certain way. I know for me, if I want to lean up, I have to train harder. I'm just going to hit every cardio session a little bit harder. I do extra training, but then I'm watching what I'm eating.
Yeah.
And balancing. I don't measure anything.
That's good.
I did measure in the past just to find out. I was doing more experiments like 10 years ago, and I found the understanding about how much is what. So I know that, okay, this amount of chicken breast, this amount of eggs, this amount of carbs is that amount of calories. So I kind of have some kind of estimation in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look at the plate, I'm like, okay, there's a 500 calories there.
That's what we call it habit. You know what to eat, what not to eat. That's what happens to me. Every time tells me people, how do you have the energy to train probably 2 or 3 times, 3 sessions a day? I know what I'm eating. I know how to train. It's very important. So everything is connected. your sleep quality, the training, how you manage your stress level, the food you eat, everything is connected to each other. So that's why when someone asks me, why do you have so much energy? Guess what?
Habit.
Even when I'm
That's
fasting,
your
I
habit.
kept, yes, even when I'm fasting, I still have this, the same, the same kind of energy if I want to train, because I believe it is in here and it is a habit. Don't, if someone is new, you need to take it very like easy. Otherwise you give up really quick.
Yeah, yeah.
If,
I think my training approach with clients, and in fairness, I'm known for training older people.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. But I enjoy it, and it's never too late. And you know, many times I just want clients to enjoy the workout and forget any. Most of them will not lose massive amount of weight.
absolutely
And
not.
I know that they know it. I don't want to stress them about it. You want to have a glass of wine? Do you want to go out eating every second day? Enjoy it, but exercise regularly and come back to me again. You know, so we keep you fit and healthy. So there's many healthy overweight individuals out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally
And
agree with you.
genetically, you know, especially for women, I must say, you know, with the hormonal changes after
Oh, yeah.
menopause, it's kind of norm that most of them will be in some shape or form overweight. But I think the main factor is how you feel and your health.
I totally agree with you of what clients. The bad thing about it, I'll tell you this. They really compare their self to their self 10 years ago. I have clients who's like, this is me 10 years ago, and this is me today. I feel fat. Ma'am, sir, let me tell you, but it's a good news for you. You are in a whole different thing, and you are not fat. In this period of time, you need to build muscles and forget about losing weight. This, if someone is not in a good shape, if someone has a good amount of fat, we're going to be talking about it. And of course, we're going to get rid of it, put plan, we work on it, boom, done. But if someone who's just comparing himself, here we go, show me a picture 10 years ago, slim, in Maldives, whatever, bikini, looking good, looking hot, good. But that was 10 years ago. Your body changes, especially women. When it comes to 38, 40, 45, expect everything to change. And actually here you are changed. Your hormone changes, everything changes, you know. You had to approach it easily. You know, it's a time to change your habit. I want to be healthy.
Maturing the approach.
There you go. I want to be healthy. Don't expect to have changes. It was like, I have one of client and he was like, you're in a good shape already. A good personal trainer needs to be honest with their client. If you're not honest, you're going to lose your business. Yes, because I want to keep you, oh, you're fat, you need to lose this. No, you're not. You are not. In this point of your life, you need to build muscle. That's what you need, especially women.
And the fat will start burning as well.
That's it. Build muscle. Cared about building more muscle. Losing weight because they cared about standing on a scale, seeing a change. This is absolutely good. That keeps you motivated. This is good. But they need to be aware that this is what we need to work on in order to get to this point, right?
Yeah, I always like to say to people who are, let's say, in their 50s, I was like, now you making your body for your 60s.
There you go.
And as they go to 60s, and I like to say to them, listen, I've seen people in their mid 70s who didn't exercise for the last 30 years. They're in bad shape. They're wobbly. They're falling. They're breaking bones.
Yes, sir.
Then there are people who, even though they're overweight, they train for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
They have great balance. They play golf. They play tennis. They're overweight, but they're strong and healthy.
Yeah, active
and
flexible.
the level, quality of their life is different because they're now 70, 75, but they're mobile. They're strong. Yes, they're a bit overweight, but they are happy. They are healthy, as opposed to being fragile. And that fragility, if you start falling, breaking bones, suddenly you cannot do this, you cannot do that, then your whole level falls down. So especially, like, I have possibly most clients in there like around 60 years old, 65.
Yeah.
60 to 70 will be my kind of major group.
Yeah,
And
that's your people.
I love observing how they react. And, you know, one of the biggest things I've noticed with people who are close to 60 years old, and they didn't exercise for 4 years. A lockdowns came, and since then maybe they just stopped exercising. The comeback is difficult enough because even though they are capable and they say, yeah, everything is fine, but then gradually the tendonitis, the elbows, the shoulders, the knees. And so I'm a big fan of mobility, mixing with some massages, release techniques,
of course.
with strengthening, balances, exercise, and having the whole approach kind of changing. But I find if you just trust their feedback only, usually they find out after 2 months something will inflame. Even me as a coach, I have to be extra cautious that they might feel okay now, but the rate of progress is so crucial.
I agree with you.
And I guess that's where your experience come in. Like, okay, you had these few examples of other 60 years old where you thought everything's fine, but no, it actually something went wrong because you had to be even more careful because these people are around 60 years old.
I agree with you, but I would add to that. I agree with you 100%. They are very mentally challenging. They know because they believe they know it. You'll be like, I'm strong, I can do this,
I've done it before.
Yeah, like I've done it before. I know. Sir, you're different now,
You
right?
missed 4 years.
There you go. We got to approach it differently. Of course, they believe their experience more than you do. They want to work with you, but I would always try to not change the mindset. So try to not do things that hurt them, that make it worse. If you enjoy these type of kind of exercises, let's go do them. If you need help, I'm more than happy to help you. But I'll tell you, 70% of them, they're not going to follow what you're telling them. Only in the gym floor.
With you.
Yeah. It would be like, oh, you're with me, we're going to exercise. They do exactly what you ask them to do because you approach it professionally. I don't want to get them hurt. You want to send them home healthy.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they get used to it. They don't get hurt, right? But when they're in the different places, same habits. They are not. If someone is 65, they may change 1 or 2, 3, but they come back to their like eating habits, this and that, unless they have a very like obvious signals they are sick or they are going to get sick. That's what I experienced myself. I'm still learning, still to get to know people, and then
Okay, so let's shift towards motivation. We have the whole segment here, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I use AI to generate questions for this podcast, and they are pretty good.
You've been
so
tough
far.
with me.
Yeah, so I'm using someone who is smarter than me to help me.
Fair enough.
So the question here is, how do you help your clients to stay motivated?
How do I keep my clients to stay motivated? First of all, the first thing you want to focus on is get them result. If you want your client to stay motivated, get them the result. But you need to be honest with them. You first met them. What are your expectations? But the first day, that would be the day they going to say, I'm going to work with these people or not. I'm going to be successful with them or not. So always, what is your goal? X, Y, Z. Sometimes they're not totally honest with you, but I always have a lot of conversation in order to get them to the point where they are honest with me, give them the result, and understand what are their expectations.
Yeah. How would you get someone motivated who doesn't exercise or is not actually working out with any trainer? How would you get someone, let's say you meet someone like who goes to sauna, you meet them on the corridor of David Lloyd's club. How do you get these guys coming to your class? How do you get them excited?
How do I get them excited? It's actually a very interesting question. You get them excited, but listen, when they see you in a good shape, they see you enthusiastic, they see you motivated, they see you that they want to be part of that. They want to be part of that.
Riding the high vibes.
Yeah, especially in the group. When you are in the class, they can hide, they can be in the back. Don't push pressure on them.
Their own pace.
Always, for example, Oto, I heard about your class. It is great. They want to be in it, but they always think, fit people are going to be there. They always compare with someone who's next to them. And you need to be that guy. You know what? Do what you could. So every time people come to me, it was like, I heard about your class. I heard about that. Blah. They know that I'm like really like into that stuff. But I was like, you don't have to worry about it.
Take it
Imagine
easy.
before the class, people come to me. I'm new, never done it before. I'm not gonna do I'm gonna do my. It's like absolutely, just do your best. Be in the back, be in the front. You versus you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be better than the one who came earlier. I'm not gonna have eyes on you, right? All I care about, don't hurt yourself. Make sure to enjoy it. Make sure to find how far you can go. How far you can go. That's about it. It's very simple. No pressure, especially in the first time. No pressure.
I'm very much the same.
Yeah.
I even announce it in the class.
Yeah.
Perhaps you train a lot, you didn't sleep well, didn't eat well, you're not feeling well, yet you're here. Don't worry, just take it easy. Maybe you already hit 3 hard sessions and you just wanted to come in. I'm not gonna stress you out.
No.
You come here, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the music, do something, even if it's your 60-70% of what you could do, this is still excellent, and just also new people coming to Cyclone or to Blaze class. Listen, today I want you to just enjoy it. Take it easy, don't get injured, and most importantly, come back again.
Yes.
We need you to come back again. So don't make yourself an experience when you go, I hate cycling classes because I almost died on my first one. Whose fault is this?
Yes, yes.
Instructor should tell you, hey, take it easy. You're not gonna start a running marathon like on the first day you try to run the marathon.
I agree with you. People are mentally love challenges.
Yeah.
So they automatically, they don't want to be a failure because they think that you have eyes on them, right? But most of the time when someone approach me, I go to them after the class and I'll tell you did a great job. They end up coming back again. You did a great job. That was awesome. You were afraid, but look at you. You did it. You've done 45 minutes. Bang, you did a great job. So they build that like self-confidence, which is really, really important, especially in the classes. Even if you are terrible, overweight, never exercise. When you have that confidence, boom.
Yeah. I think we have to be real with what people actually need. It's encouragement, actually to be there for them. And actually that's part of the job I really enjoy. It's like I do what I enjoy. I'm getting paid for it. I mean, I couldn't pick better industry because, it really sort of suits me. And I like the dynamic environments, moving between classes and clients.
Yes,
I go to different houses. I go to different parks. I go to different gym.
It's very good.
And I like the change. And I like the fact I can drive between. There's music. And it gives me freedom. And freelancing for me suits as well. And, the thing is that, once I think people see you enjoying your work and putting the hard work into it, you're inspiring them. And I heard lots of feedback. A lot of feedback, especially like Cyclone classes.
Yes.
Like, oh man, when you work really hard, like truly, when the sweat is dripping on the floor, like we work harder with you because you are the leader of the pack.
There you go.
So you you can't sell it if you don't have it.
Can't fake it.
You cannot fake the intensity. It changes your voice. It changes
totally
your
agree with
energy,
you.
your intense voice, let's say. So I think for us, it's important to be healthy, injury-free, managing our energy, so sleeping and eating well, so you can actually take that energy and actually bring it to people.
There you go.
And there's a completely different energy level to a group class, to a one-on-one, especially with my 75-year-old clients. You're not gonna go, hey, come on, let's go.
Absolutely
You're
not.
gonna be very casual. You're gonna be chatting, and for them, it's just to have support and chat throughout the workout.
Just well-being.
They not necessarily enjoy it. They know it's good for them. They might even hate it, but because you are there with them, they just go like, okay, that was good fun because we chat. He's asking me how I'm doing, and
That's it. They like to be heard or listened to. But I'll tell you, 70% of people that don't like exercise, they show up because they think they have to.
Sometimes I don't feel like exercising. I do it.
Because it is your passion. That's what you love to do.
I know what it takes to get the results. So I know there's a minimum threshold, the optimal threshold, and there's a maximum I can do. And I know myself, and knowing that every week I have to hit at least one good cardio session and one good strength conditioning for the full body, then I know that week is covered.
Yeah.
If I can do 2 or 3, bonus.
Yeah, I agree with you because, that's what we do for a living, right? We're I would say we are grateful or probably blessed because we get to do what we love to do. But imagine someone who sits 17, 18 hours in the office. It's hard to tell them You show up and have a target. Show up and do 3 sessions a week. It's very, very hard.
Especially
In
basic
the evening
lifestyle
time,
with
they
children.
spend, yeah, but with kids, with family, with work, stress at work, it's very, very, very hard for them. If they show up, top notch. If they show up, appreciate they showed up. I had like a client yesterday. I would say hi if she was watching. If she's watching, her name is Ria. She was like, I had a party on a Friday night. Yeah, we had a few glasses because I had to. But look at me. I showed up still. I slept at 1 o'clock. They know I'm a very goal-oriented man. They know it. So I'm into that. Like I like to see result in my clients. But she showed up and I was like, head off. But now you showed up. I know you're exhausted. I know you are tired. I'm going to design a workout according to your energy today. I'll make it a little bit fun today, this and that. But some clients, they're exhausted. They have kids, don't sleep all night long.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Want to meet them? Energy, low energy. Even if you have a fun workout, it's not going to work out. I send them back home. I was like, you know what?
Personally, I wouldn't. I would stretch them. I would just we would chat more.
I've done it more than 2 times. I face them. Hey, how are you? Blah, blah. I don't know how to explain it. It's a feeling.
Empathy.
I feel, yeah, I know them because you get to know them. You know that when they feel good, but you know when they feel bad. You know when they're having a good mood. You understand them. Look at them. I don't feel good. I look at it. Because for people who's disciplined, they show up no matter what. No matter what. But as a trainer, I'll tell you why I do it. So I had this situation really long time ago. Wonderful lady. She showed up a little bit fatigued, a little bit tired. It was like, yeah, what's going on? Good, I'm just a bit. You know what? Stretch a bit. 5 minutes later, it was like, we need to talk. Send it back home. I'm not going to charge you for this session. When can I book you again? She appreciates this. Imagine someone is exercising, but their brain is not there. I don't want you to be injured. And the same with other men. I have a guy. He's very busy in his job, and his job is very, very stressful. He loves to work out. He's very committed. I have that people who does this every day, same time, and I don't have to book him. He's there. He looked at me. He came, boom. His eyes are already closed. He didn't sleep well, so much stress, this and that. Warmed him up in the middle of the session. I told him, not in the middle, not even in the middle, maybe first 15 minutes. I was like, here we go, I'm gonna do something. We sat properly there, quiet. I was like, you know what, today I'm sending you home. He was like, why? I was like, I don't want you to get injured because I know you are a very motivated guy. I know you have great energy. I know you want to work out. But today you need to rest. It is your rest day. When can I book you? I'll see you on Friday or Monday. He texted me back. He was like, you were right. Appreciate that. I'm afraid. He is there, wants to work out. But I'm afraid the minute he does some, boom. Injury, send him back home. And how do I feel?
Yeah,
bad. Yeah. How does he feel? Bad. I don't want that. I'm totally against it.
Yeah.
But next day, recover. Get yourself a good time. Come back. Boom. I'll make it up for you. It's on me this time. You know, you need to be loyal with your clients. You need to be really... it's different between someone who's like physically exhausted when someone is mentally. If someone is mentally tired, it's your job to get them out of that state. It's your job
exercise,
to help.
actually, they shift
there
out.
You go.
Yeah.
So it's your job to just make it a little bit fun, very exciting. Don't do boring exercises. Just make it a little bit challenging for them that they can get out of that zone, right? But if someone is exhausted, like that body is exhausted, send them back home, man. Don't train them. Don't. That's my philosophy.
Okay.
I don't know how you do it. I know you're good at it. You know your job.
My clients, when they are not feeling full energy, we just shift towards something lighter, easier. We usually chat more. They still have a nice session. They usually stretch much more with me. I stretch them. So I developed a whole sort of routine that I stretch them. And they do something mobility wise. We do yoga style exercises.
Good.
We do something that is still important to do. It's just we shift it, and they actually almost every time they feel better afterwards.
Oh, good.
So instead of
Good.
like, I never send anyone home.
Yes.
But if a client texts me 2 hours before session, or even 1 hour, Otto, I'm not feeling well. I thought I'll be okay. I didn't sleep well, or suddenly I'm not feeling well. I never charge them. I'm okay. I'm a really big supporter of like thinking long term. There's a bit of loyalty. Sometimes
Yeah.
happens that they they don't do sessions. I'm still getting paid somehow for whatever reason. Sometimes it is that they it doesn't cost me that much time or efforts to just say, okay, let's meet next time.
Yeah, this is it. Like, if you want to take care of your business, you need to be really, you need to be, you need to put your shoes in, your feet in their shoes. You need to understand, what do I feel if I went to the session? I went there. I know you paid for it. I know the guys, sometimes they don't care about, because they paid for it.
Yeah.
Because they care about you and they respect you, they show up. But trust me, it does work for me when I'm honest with them.
It's not about money.
Yeah, when I'm honest with them, when I tell them, you need to go rest.
You build
Go
trust.
rest. Because in my training,
You build trust with them.
there you go. In my training, I do all sort of, I do every session is
Jumping and
different.
all sorts of-
Yeah, they get the benefits of the workout. So I do mobility, do stretching. I will have to stretch my clients. They don't just leave without, just walk out. Sometimes if they have some circumstances, but it does work for me when they are exhausted. I can't do it. I can't, because it's energy. You give and you give back. If someone is working out, just showing that energy there, man, you want to work out with them. You want to work out. You feel they like,
Get a little hyped from it.
yeah, because you're expecting result to happen, and that's your face, because their goal, if you're good at it, if you're really goal oriented, their goal is actually yours.
Man, you will love Blaze classes. That's
We do, because that I'm working on it.
I know. I've seen you on Insta sharing stuff that you are actually gonna be a qualified instructor. If you are not already.
Yeah, no, we were supposed to do the training yesterday, the video, like the final one. So we had some misunderstanding there, but it is going to work out sooner or later.
That's the class that gets me really hyped. Even though I'm not actually fully participating, even that warm up and few demonstrations, it really gets me a beat. Even if I'm kind of tired and low motivation, I come to the class. By the time I'm like sort of like 10 minutes in it, I'm like, I'm bouncing. Man. I'm like, I'm going like.
Who gives you the energy?
I get hyped from it as well.
They do. Like when you give them the energy, you wake them up, you wake everybody up. You show that like you are very ready for this one. When they get the energy there, you can't be just walking around. You'll be like, man, these people are ready today.
They're fit. Some of them are so
you need
fit.
to be there and appreciate the energy. When they appreciate, they showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how would you make the exercise more fun for your clients? Or in the class? So like, how do you make it more fun?
According to the class, if you are doing something, for example, now I'm running high rocks classes, that everybody is motivated, right? You can't make it any fun except you have a good routine and appreciate everyone's energy, right? But when you're doing one-to-one, that comes to someone's personality. If someone is physically don't like bored, because we spoke about it earlier, you need to know your client. You need to really get along with them and understand what they like, what they don't. I'm the guy who just does everything, because I had some clients training with different people and they trained with me some reason because their personal trainer was like a holiday or maybe left the club. They're just like, why you're so different? And I was like, because I might understand you better. Because I change. I don't get bothered to try and find something that works better for you. I don't mind to design a new program for you.
Invent yourself.
There you go. I do a bit of this, and see what does work for you better and for your body. I'm not a big fan with 5 sets of this, 5 sets of that with everybody. Because especially women do hate and get bored real quick. 5 sets of leg, it looks like you're training someone who's training for bodybuilder. That's how they understand it. But for you, do what works differently. So that's actually my power. I can identify people's mindset and I design it according to their fitness level and their personality. Of course, some people that like to be pushed, some people that like to be like here and there, but I will still push them no matter what. They know you're gonna work out with me. Thank you for doing business with me, but you are going to sweat. The minute they start sweating, oh, they appreciate it. I had a good workout.
Yeah.
You know what it is when someone sweat after a workout, you'll be like, oh, we had a good workout. Thank you. I feel good, I feel good.
Yeah.
So that brings me joy. And people tells me there, even personally trainer, you like to, you're an evil. You like to see people sweating and fantasizing. It's like, that's what they're paying for.
Exactly.
That's what they're paying for. They need to get the value out of it.
Exactly.
I'm not a good storyteller. I can't talk about something different. For example, if X is my client, if he likes to talk about finance, if I have a knowledge about finance, we keep it interested and talk about it. It's a very important point. If someone likes football, let's talk a little bit about football. If I'm good and I know what I'm talking about. If not, just listen to them and learn from them. So that's why we keep it, keep it exciting. But if someone is not happy about that, just keep it an exercise, nice and soft. Yeah. This is how I approach it. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. I mean, for me, I always, initially read a lot. You trying to educate yourself, but then you start observing and you start sort of like understanding the basics and the more complex stuff, how it all works. And especially now with AI, I'm asking any questions I would ask an expert.
I agree.
And actually the smarter the question is, the smarter the answer is.
Yeah.
So actually now our problem is not getting the smart answers, but not asking the smart questions, because we can learn so much about many things.
I agree.
So, I really appreciate the fact that, a lot of injuries that I've got led me to understand how it all works. And eventually I can help clients to deal with injuries or prevent them. Before, I didn't understand. I overdone some exercises like cycling and my knee got really inflamed. It took me ages to heal it. And I didn't know the principles exactly how it works back in the day, like 15 years ago. And I learned that, and now I understand that there's certain protocols you need to apply for mobility, for release techniques, for strengthening the weak spots, stretching the tight spots, and eventually how the whole mechanism of injury rehab works. And that's kind of also why, we are more premium trainers, because you don't just send people away, you have more experience.
It's a very good point you made there. A good personal trainer would not only know about exercise. Mindset. Anybody can learn how to do the exercise. Give them 12 weeks watching YouTube, watching someone is good, they will learn the exercise. A good personal trainer, they treat themselves as doctors, because you prevent them for so many stuff. You prevent them, you're going to know about everything. You still learn. It's never enough. Never enough. Some people, it's like, I've been doing it for 15 years. You've been exercising for 15 years. But knowledge is never enough. There is always, people's body is different. People's mindset is different. People's energy is different. You will meet everyone. This is very interesting in personal training. You will meet all kind of people. All types. All type. Who's chill, who's hardworking, who's lazy, all of them. And you need to be bouncing there. You will be a good entertainer. You need to be a good, storyteller. You be a good coach. It's just mentorship sometimes, because you know what? You know what yourself, that sometimes you have an interesting client, for example, doctors, bankers, that trust me, when they start listening to me, I'm just like, these guys are so good. They are trusting me and they're listening to me because they trust me. And guess what? I don't want to hold them back. Go back home, read more, because these people are more like goal-oriented. They are business professionals. They are successful. In order to get to the success they get to, they work hard.
Yeah.
So they are going to identify your weaknesses and don't hold them back. If they want to ask you a question,
If you don't
Get
know,
the answer.
check
If
it.
you don't the answer,
Find out.
please.
Yeah. I think the main thing there is that we are privileged to be around very, very successful people. It's a premium service industry.
I agree.
Which is basically you usually train people who are sort of a higher income people mostly. And some of them have big jobs, quite experienced, and I'm lucky to learn from them. I consider them my friends, many of them, and they help me out in many things. And constantly I cover anything between geopolitics to science, gene therapy, and all sorts of things. And I think like especially like doing inductions and assessments to lots of people, it's just like I think the key is to be yourself and treat everyone the same. Just like you meeting someone very important. So what? This is another
No.
person. Like maybe if they did different choices, this would be a homeless guy, drunk on the street. If things were just not as ideal, that person could be someone completely ordinary.
There you go. If you trust yourself, even if like the president of the United States come train with you, it's like you can deliver the same service like anybody else.
If he doesn't fall asleep watching it.
Oh, please. I'm talking about Donald Trump, I'm not talking about Joe Biden, man.
You mean the Neo from Matrix? Alright. I don't know if we have to cut this out.
What if you have to? Go
It's
for
a
it.
good
It's very
entertainment,
true.
though.
Yes. So it's very important. You have to treat people equally, honestly. People, as a personal trainer, or people come with so much going on in their head. It's so you and me know what is going on. Other personal training, they do know that people, even if they are successful in their business, they have problems, right? If they are well off making
Everybody
money,
have problems.
there you
It's
go.
illusion.
But
That suddenly everything will be fine.
your job as a personal trainer, hopefully we can
Helpful.
deliver. Yeah,
Helpful.
can be helpful, and we can bring the best value for them. Try in that 45 or 1 hour. Try to be the best hour of their day. Try to provide the best service you can possibly do.
Be their friend, with their support, be on their side.
Try to be, yes, exactly what you said. Try to be there. Be a good listener. If someone have a bad day, just, you know what? Give them that time.
Encourage them.
There you go.
Lift them up.
Motivate them. Tell them you're doing great. I know everybody just have them in their head, but at least that 1 hour, make it worth it for you. It's like the best thing that happens today.
Many times I have clients who, on a particular difficult day, they just want to talk to me. And I say, listen, I don't feel like exercising, but this is the thing with my work that bothers me, and I just need someone to talk to about it. I was like, I'm here for you.
Let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And we go through it, and they crystallize the whole thing, and they just realize thank you for listening.
That's it.
It's like
some
shifting from personal trainer to psychotherapist,
Yes.
obviously. And
Be a
it's just
good
sometimes
listener.
a listener.
Sometimes they don't need the advice. Sometimes they don't actually need it. They need to have a good listener. I actually had a client here, like not talking about the place we currently work in. Of course, people come with hip replacement. People, they need time to trust you to tell you a little bit of that problem. People are into big problems. They have big problems. We have to care about their privacy, of course. I have a lady, she used to have a heart problem, right? Heart problem. And then she exercised with me, great energy, great this. Like she loves to work out with me, right? Because, I kind of found she has great energy, but don't know how to use them. I try to do a different exercises, this and that. So it got the lady, the small baby out of her, She loves to have fun. All of us have that little baby inside of us. We like to joke, this and that. And sometimes she texts me, I don't feel like it. And it's like, but I'm coming. Why you're not feeling good? Because I know you're a chill person. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk today. Don't feel like exercising? Okay, we're supposed to do a treadmill or a cardio, whatever. Let's go for a walk. We just walk around and talk and let her talk. Be a good listener. Don't give your thought about it. Exchange the conversation, but be a good listener. Observe all the energy things. We're human. We can be having a bad day as well, but you need to be there At some point, you need to be the entertainer. You need to be a good listener. Okay, ignore your problem. Someone's problem is bigger than yours. And that's what you do for your job. If you have, for example, yesterday I had 6 sessions back to back. 6 sessions back to back.
So no break.
What do you expect? I'm in the third session, I need a break. But what do you be like? I'm going to be recharging. No, these people, in my mind, these people, they paid you or they want to work with you. I don't want to say they paid you. At least let's say they trust you to work with you or you want to work with you. Please deliver some service. The first one that we had 6 a.m., the first, for example, the client number 1 at 6 a.m. or the client number 3 at 9 a.m., they still get the same value. You smile for them, you share them, you do all this. So yeah, it's hard to manage, but try to be there.
That's also when we talk about nutrition and when your energy drops. And when you go like, wow, I'm sleepy. Ugh.
Yes.
And, especially when you're not moving much.
Yes.
It's
yes. You always want to have those classes. I'll tell you, want to have these sessions, 5 or 6 sessions, I'll have snacks in my pockets.
Sakou, I have a solution for you.
What is it?
I have a solution for you.
Oh, please do.
Higher paying clients, less sessions per day, and having gaps between them. Problem solved.
Again?
So higher paying clients, less clients per day, and having some gaps between them so you can snack, eat, relax.
Totally a good one.
I think this is natural evolution of a trainer, fitness instructor or personal trainer, is to start sort of kind of shifting towards the higher paying clients. I mean, we don't even realize that electricity almost doubled in the last 3 years.
I totally agree with you.
The cost of food and fuel went up at least 30%. So fuel even more. So we have more expenses, but sometimes our income didn't reflect that. So
I totally
not
agree
to
with
be
you.
shy to ask for more because
no, absolutely not.
Knowing your value, but eventually going from like doing insane amount of hours to actually have more money doing less. And it's just so you have a quality to work-life balance also for yourself.
Absolutely.
Not just like recommending to your clients, but then, I asked a couple of pay rises from multiple clients over the last 3-4 years. And first I would be like very shy, like, oh, what if they say no? And it's funny enough, like I never anyone say no to me because I was always reasonable. It's like, okay, I increase your session by €5 per hour after 2 years.
That's totally
after
normal.
2 years,
that's normal.
It's about your own self-confidence, and
that's totally normal.
And then you just realize, like, wow, actually, I'm doing it. I was afraid, and now, those dreams 15 years ago, 10 years ago about how much would I like to make income, and then you realize you're actually doing what you love doing.
Yeah,
and the reward comes in. And even just when I bought this Lexus, I was like, can I actually afford it?
Yeah.
And since I got it, like I doubled my income because everything together with your image goes like, you are a successful guy, you're an expert. That confidence that you are doing it now. I'm 42 soon, so okay, so when I'll be 90, I'll be doing it. Yeah, I'll be the man.
That's the right time now.
I think the mindset for us as well, to encourage everyone else as well,
yes,
is that personal development.
It's very important.
Mindset,
yes,
energy, health, muscle mass, fitness, and that reflects your personal life.
I totally agree with you. You made a great point there. You made a great point. So you already know in our club, just to let you know, the last 2 weeks we had a meeting, like a group of people, personal trainer, whatever, came all over. We talked about the new module about personal trainer prices. We want the club to pay us, not the customer to pay more because they already paying. We want them to keep coming, right? Because we're working in a club. In a different places, I work in a different things. Of course, I agree with you in doing less client and more pay, right? So in the last month, I had a conversation, me and myself, right? Talking about who do I want to work with? Because in my brain, I'm always an entrepreneur. In my body, I'm just an athlete, right? And who do I want to work with? I want to help as much people as I can. But do I have enough time for that? Absolutely not. So I identified I want to work with business professionals because they are highly, like they are goal oriented and they're not picky about money. Just give me the result money, it is the last thing you care about. And I'm into mindset and self-development.
So you will help them too.
I will help them. They're going to help me with knowledge, because so many people, they come up like, here we go. This is what I worked on. This is what I do, because they have the habit. You're going to learn something.
Also, they're able to pay you the premium as well. So
yeah,
you can have the lifestyle you want to.
As long as you can deliver the result they're actually looking for, you're good. So you already said why they didn't leave you. They're not going to leave you for 5 years, because you deliver. You're there for them. In a good mood, in a bad mood.
In a way, they understand that also your lifestyle is as important, that they are the main sources of your income.
Yeah.
So how does that reflect on your clients? Have a trainer that's broke. That needs to work,
it's not gonna work
50,
out.
60 hours a week just to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Dublin is expensive. So, it's like, it can work when you are in the right place with right people. But I think the main thing that you have to create yourself to be that person that knows its values and moving on, not to stuck in the same place.
That's a great point.
If the place, and I worked before in a place where I wasn't earning as much, even though I was working a lot.
Yeah.
So I knew that something has to change. And then eventually situation turned out the way that I actually went solo, and I didn't know how things will work. You know what? You can always come back to start working somewhere else. But eventually,
you know the basics.
eventually, I don't know how it happened. Universe looked after me, and things start to work somehow magically without me even trying.
Yeah, but how work pays off? You don't sleep here and you make it expecting it to happen.
You work on yourself. You have experience. You build rapport and building the network of people who will then eventually recommend
There you go. For now, just to let you know, I've been in Ireland for a few months, a year and a few months, about a year and 4 to 5 months, right? So I start working because I had some circumstances. I start working, let's say maybe 9 months now working in the sport in Ireland. And I will tell you in the next or 2 years, you will see a whole different person. Now, I'm not trying to show up or something, but I know the qualities I have. No, I'm just trying to build my environment, network more, get to know people, right? Because when I was working in my profession that I did, it's a whole different. I'm very competitive, and then people knows me. If you know people in the
I can
circus,
imagine.
Yeah, the people really know me. I'm just into it. I'm someone who does it all, and then if I want something, I chase it and I get it. So my main goal here is to bring the best value for people. I want to be different, not to just tell I'm the best. No, there is always someone's better than you. This is how you learn, right? You can't, if I tell I'm the best, you tell it to yourself. I will always tell myself, I am the best. I will say it over and over, because this is how it works. There is always someone better than you to learn. If you're all the best, who are you going to learn from? It's never enough.
Basically, that leads to arrogance.
Yes. So people sometimes think if they don't know you, they think you're arrogant because really goal oriented and that you are really like
confident.
That's a really misunderstanding.
People
really
threatening
misunderstand
to some people. Your confidence can threaten some people in a way.
Is it our business to care about it?
No,
absolutely not. Get to know me and then judge me.
But you see, people pick on your confidence. There's something that is sort of non-verbal. They look at you, how you carry yourself, your expressions, your speech, your tone, and people know if you're a confident person. You cannot really fake confidence. So if you're confident, knowing that you can help your clients to guide them through each session and motivate them, they feel it from you. It's not I've seen your resume and now because on your bio, I know you are the right guy. No, they have to see you. They have to talk to you. They have to meet you in person and then building the connection.
Yeah. I agree with you. So having that confidence, people may understand it. So a client would never, the first thing they care about is this guy going to get me a result. You see maybe probably one of the worst doctors who maybe smoke, maybe a doctor who's bad, but people, they are lined up to visit him because he's really good at his job. But imagine have both of them. You are nice, you're kind, but have that confidence. Of course, people are going to come and want to work with you. So honestly, my apologies to everybody. I don't really care about what anybody thinks of me. Honestly, I'm saying it honestly. I'm sure for people who knows me as a person, I'm really selective. I know who I want to hang out with because I'm really I care about my time, Oto.
I'm very much the same.
Yeah, I think you have it too.
I don't just necessarily hang out with people to kill time.
Randomly because I want to socialize. You want to socialize for what?
I've done it before. When you were single and you're looking for a partner, that's when you do that. But once you establish your circles, you realize you're not going out there to chase some random magical person to make you happy.
No, you bring your happiness. She brings her happiness or whatever, and then you create the happy life. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be socializing here and there. I'm not into it. If someone is, good luck, but I'm not really. I'm just into people who's really want to make it happen. People want to make change. I'm there, you know.
It's more like making your circle more quality rather than quantity.
Thank you. It doesn't
Because
have to be in
how
fitness.
can you put that much quality time to so many people? There has to be some kind of like friendships of convenience, friendships of really true passion and attraction to some people, and then you have people who you randomly meet in the club when you just chit chat with them, and it's just cool as well. And you know, I love talking to people. And before I realize, like, I'm going from a class until I go to the upstairs locker rooms at 20 minutes past, then I meet someone there, and then it's like almost every time I'm leaving the club like so much later. But I realize I enjoy it. It's a little kind of like a chit chat, but somehow it energizes me.
Yeah, we just, you know, it's part of the job. You need to be, you know, greeting everybody and talking to everybody because people want to talk to you if you're, because you want to be approachable. You have something they want.
You want to be approachable.
Absolutely, absolutely. But the idea of pleasing everybody, I don't have it. I don't. So I can be nice with anybody, you know, agree to everybody. But the idea, as you mentioned earlier, if someone is just, wow, like he's a billionaire, whatever, I'm not really there like, oh, when you talk with this guy, okay, I want to work with you.
Maybe you can benefit. Maybe somehow.
Bro, if you approach somebody in order to get something out of them, they notice it.
Yeah.
They are smart.
That you're begging.
There you go. You are smart. That's why they are smart. That's why they got to the point where they are.
Yeah. You almost want to be leveling with them rather than being under and trying like worship them in a way.
It's like an exchange, you know. Like you got something you want, right? If they got money, go do, for example, to the market. Of course, they're gonna be good morning. I want this. I want this. I want this. Not like, I'm taking this. You know, just you need to be respectful and with everybody and anybody. You know, just.
Yeah. I think people appreciate when you are relaxed around them, when you are friendly with them, when you're good listener, and they kind of think like, this is a cool guy. I want to hang out with him. I will always try to say hello and, you know, have a little bit of conversation. And you start building some kind of relationship where you suddenly know a bit of about their business, their profession, their families, their, you know, like little things they go in their lives. You kind of like becoming friend.
Yes.
And they trust you because you're a good listener. You're helping them. And even though they're your source of income, you're their source of motivation for exercise, but also for this higher mental capacity so they can perform in their business. So you actually helping them to go to the next level.
There you go.
You are their honest someone who will reflect on them. He's like, I think you really bullshit yourself right now. And I appreciate when you kind of can level with them in a way, not being disrespectful, but also treating them normally.
Yeah.
Like a friend, like their brother or sister.
Because they got to that treatment, right? When you treat them differently, they're the mentor, then you're the mentor. So you help on something, they help you with something.
In a way, right? We are teachers. We are teachers of job.
That's what was said earlier. I said, sometimes I have someone who comes to me, they're in top of their game, they make loads of money. But the one I'm talking to them about fitness, they're a good listener. I was like, this guy or this lady is listening to me. And she is like someone that, like, I don't know. But they are
maybe they command 400 people in their job.
There you go. But they're good. They're good listeners. Like, yeah, what do I do? What do I do? Okay.
But then I want to work with. We come down to, how to be better at what you do as a trainer. personal development, work on yourself, work on your ego, work on your addictions, and eventually realize this is everybody's job. Everybody goes through the same process of self-development, through some losses, through some disappointments, through the failures, through health issues, eventually help people to rebuild and restart and help
I
them
agree
to get
with you.
optimism as well.
We all of us had that thing, that side that we need to work on. I work every day on myself. In my car, I'm listening to the podcast. Going to sleep, I'm listening to something. I'm learning. I'm still learning about me. What is the best version of me? How can I be better? Even, that is always levels.
Yeah.
Right? What can I do to be better? How can I improve my relationship with this, with that? I only this morning, one of my best friends called me from Dubai, telling me about this kind of sort of stuff about, he works in a resort there. He's a manager, like sport manager, something. We were talking about networking and relationship with people and everything. And I was like, you're right. I'm still working on being, learning about myself, how maybe to be nicer, how to be this and that. But he made a point, and it was like, well, we still remember that we can't please everybody. We can't please everybody. Some people, you don't get along with them only by seeing them. Whatever, I don't like the way that he walks. Maybe I don't like the way he talks. That's totally fine. Give them a chance to get to know you. And when it comes to fitness, personal training, people don't want to work with you unless they trust you. And to build the trust, you need time. You need a reputation. So you need to be patient. Even if you're the best personal trainer in the world, you know your stuff. You can be smart as hell. People need to know who you are.
Yeah, it takes time, One of the things I want to add to this, what we're talking about, a human need for expansion. When we feel like we're plateauing, when we feel like our life is going nowhere, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
There's a huge, I think I listened to some philosopher guy before, and I forgot which one, but one of these spiritual gurus from India, and he was saying that a human needs expansion. We need to move forward. We need to get something new, something
new adventure
that is out of ordinary and kind of new adventure.
Get you out of your comfort box. You'd be like, oh, I'm going to try this. Maybe I'm going to try this. We're having a conversation here. Maybe Oto, next 5 years, he will be talking with X, Y, Z. Maybe, you never know. So we trying to get out of the comfort zone. So maybe, we're looking forward to it. Yes, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, well, I guess future is going to be great. It's good to be optimistic, but being prepared as well. Like, be resilient.
Be positive about it, but live now.
Yeah. Be prepared for the worst, but expect the best.
There you go. That's a good one.
We kind of got really philosophical here. I quite enjoy this. But I still have a couple of fitness questions.
Please do. Come back to it.
Let's go back down to the basics.
Come back to the push-ups.
And so the thing is here, what kind of exercises would you recommend for weight loss or even for muscle building? Because they are kind of hand in hand, really.
Great. So when it comes to weight loss, I'll just make it really, really simple, right? When it comes to the exercises, first thing you need to understand, weight loss, it has so much to do with diet, right? Calorie deficit, finding your area, whatever. But exercises, I like to mix everything up. People think that cardio, it is the best, It is actually not. So the exercises I do mostly high intensity workout. I do strength training, That's what I actually focus on, high intensity workout. Not too much cardio, because so many people don't like cardio because they think it is boring. Mm-hmm. Maybe I have 2 clients who like to run. I never ask them to. Never did.
They can do it in their free time. They already enjoy it.
Just go walk. I track them because I'm my client that I keep when they leave the gym. I'm there with them. Leave the gym, but we're going to have a conversation. I text them later. What is it? What are you step at? You keep them on top of the game. You need to care about them. I already told you that I like them to see results. And yes, hopefully I answer your question.
Yeah, so I guess it's a big compound movement would be more beneficial for someone who trains only a couple of times a week.
Definitely.
So big compound movements, legs, chest, back, so
Yeah,
pushing, pulling,
squats, bench
some
press,
core, yeah.
pull-ups.
Eventually give them something that pushes their heart rate. I would like to give either kickboxing or some kind of sprinting on a cross trainer just to kind of at the end, but not to everyone. When I know somebody is ready for it, so it's kind of adjusting to the personal needs. So I guess
Yes.
the big compound movements. So what kind of routine would you sort of design for someone? So sort of very simply, like what kind of reps, resting periods are you supersetting? So what kind of workout would you run? Kind of average kind of approach, not just like very specifics.
Not very specific.
But in general, what you would give?
I'm not a big rep guy. I'm not the guy who does 5 repetition sets
Yeah.
sets in one. For example, squat rack, whatever. I'm not the big guy there because I find it really boring. It does work, but it does not work for me. As long as my client get a result they want to get with this specific, according to the goal, of course. But I like to do a bit of everything. I'm a big guy. I'm big into a full body workout. If someone can handle it, if someone has no gym experience, I'll take it easy, right? I would keep it very simple. I'll go maybe machine first. Learn how to, you teach them. It's a good way. You teach them how this works, what it does, what is this. And they get you because the machine is just prevent you from getting so much injuries because like you put the weight and adjust it properly. There you go. It's totally safer. But I'll keep it very basic for someone has no experience. But if someone has a little bit of experience and then want to push it, I will be doing circuit. I would do tabatas. I would do, I still design it according to someone's personality. If someone likes to be pushed and sweat, let's go. I do maybe some high rocks training, some circuit, I mix it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Personally, I like to kind of stick with mostly simple stuff where I would do 4, 5, 6 sets of one exercise and actually kind of let them focus on the muscle building strength. But as I told you, my clients are usually around 60 years old.
Yeah, they're fine.
So for me, I find that it's easier for them to perform than relax and have a chat.
That's it.
I repeat.
That's it.
So I give them 30 to 60 second recovery.
Good.
So they get stronger. They're not doing as much cardio. In fairness, I just think that's the kind of most comfortable workout to actually get results. And plus, you can chat a little bit more with them. If you feel like they need to do more cardio, you perhaps add some boxing with the pads.
Yes, good.
Or you throw them, you bring them on a cardio machine and get them sweat as well. So some supersets as well, evolving it a little bit. So personally, for me, that works. What you don't like, it actually something I personally like.
Yeah,
Suits the clients.
There you go. Yeah, according to the clients. For example, if you train people who are just 60,
and
70.
Suits my training methodology as well. So because of that recovery, they can focus more on strength. So in these age groups, it's more also about the bone mass because they put more pressure on their skeleton.
I agree with you.
So there's some benefits to it as well.
And it does work.
So what I'm trying to say, one size doesn't fit all.
There you go. I agree with you 100%. For me, it's a whole different story. People it doesn't really matter if they get bored or not. If you really trust your way of training people, if I tell you to do 3 sets of these, go for it.
But they trust you because this is what you recommend.
Yes, I know. But some people, they can tell, am I going to do it again? Yes, you are going to do it again.
Let's go.
But if I find someone who's really unmotivated, because sometimes someone who's really there, about to lose it, about to give up. If you start repeating the exercise, if the exercise is just boring, you are not going to see him ever again. So the first thing you want to do, identify them, what they like. I do athletic performance as well. So I try a bit of fun exercises. You get distracted. And then you look at the time, it's already 45 minutes. So you'll be like, that was a workout done. Yes, absolutely. You see yourself sweating. But, still we come back to people personality. And of course, we need to care about their fitness goal. You're not going to be doing, if they want to build muscle, you're not going to ask them to do 4 times of cardio every day and blah, blah, blah. Just, design it according to their personality and then their goal for sure.
Yeah. Sakou, do you have any kind of topic you want to cover that we didn't cover yet?
Today.
Yeah. I have still some questions, but I kind of feel like we kind of covered those,
Oh, that's interesting.
So the AI kind of gave me 15 questions, and we kind of cover
Hopefully
most
you
of the
succeed
variation.
talking about
Yeah.
it.
So I was thinking, is there something you want to cover? Just like this will be our clients, people looking for some motivation, listening to this podcast. Some of our colleagues, other personal trainers, fitness instructors. What kind of message we want to send? What we want to add to this as we're reaching close to a 1.5 hour now?
This is a great thing. It's a great point you made there. So let's say about me, about anybody, right? To be a good personal trainer, you need to know who do you want to work with, who your audience are, and who do you want to help. And please don't do it for money. Don't. If you're trying to be a personal trainer because you are advertised that these people, they can make their own time, they make their money, you are totally wrong. You are going to work hard for it. You need time. I'm telling you 3 to 6 months at least to have that client. At least. If you start new, man, you better lower your expectations. Don't believe anybody. If you're the one who just hate their job and then they think the gym is my place, take it easy and set a goal. I'm talking about 2-3 years, because so many personal trainer in the next 2 or 3 years, they're out of the business. Why? Because they want to make money out of it.
But then eventually, you starting as in a new job, it doesn't pay that much. For example, you work a lot. So it can hit your motivation.
Yes.
How much are you willing to work on yourself before it start paying you?
I agree.
It took me 3 years before I started to see the difference in income.
Yes.
But it took really, it really kickstarted after 9 years. And I'm 12 years in it. And in Dublin, and I stick to one place around Sandymount for that 9 years. Wow. And now I'm reaping the fruit of that 9 years that I put into one place.
There you go.
So all of the sort of personal trainers who are within that first 1 or 2 years in one place, be patient, build the circle of your people, work on yourself, become excellent. If you're not excellent, work towards excellent. Surround yourself with motivational people, trainers that you can learn from, do courses, read books, practice. And, I have more fun doing what you do. People will see that you're passionate, because they all the successful people mostly want to work with people who are exciting, passionate.
You need to be excited, because I told you they're going to meet you for 1 hour during the day or 45 minutes. Make it worth.
Lift them up.
Yeah, make it worth.
They will come back to you. They will come back to you and they will recommend you, because you are the
refers.
guy.
Actually, it got to the point when people now recommend. Like, they text me, was like, "Want to work with you?" And I was like, "Thank you for the trust." That's all I want to say. Thank you. It's not an easy job. It's worth it for someone who really wants to help people. They mean it, right? Go for it if you feel like it. Experience. If you're still young, I'm talking about 20, 22, 23, please give yourself that chance. Try things out.
Yeah.
Try things out, trying to hang out with successful people as long as you have the chance. Even me at this point, I'm looking at myself and I go, sometimes I get confused, like maybe I need a coach. I'm going to the next level. They know something that I don't know. For example, I have, role models or this or that. They know something I don't know. Even if I know it, it takes me so much time, right? It takes me so much time. That's why we're trying to be inspired with people better than us. For people who wants to lose weight, welcome. It's time to do it.
Now is the time.
It's never too late.
Yes.
It's never too late. If you have injuries, if you are young, if you are a woman, if you are an old man, You're ready to go? It's never too late. You still can always do it. Losing weight is not only losing weight. You're going to be more sharper. You're going to be smarter.
Healthier.
You have more energy, healthier. I'll tell you a story about a new client that I have. I've been working with her in the last
Please tell us a story.
10 to 15 weeks, right? She came to me. She has two knees problem, 125 kgs. She's overweight and healthy. She had pills that provoke, craving for carbs, and she can't move too much. She has maybe traumas. She has heart problem. The first time I met her, she barely go to upstairs because she cannot breathe. She can't. And she works 2 days a week because she can't. Why? She get very exhausted. She has some special, circumstances. When she met me, she was very afraid. She sweat, walking and sweat. And I was like, you know what? Had a very honest conversation with her. I was like, you know what? I'm going to change your life. But you are the one to allow me to change your life. I'm not going to do it myself. I'm alone. I can't do it. But as a team, we can do things. Now, she lost 15 kgs. She used to drink 6 liters of Coke, believe it or not. I'll be there when I post it because I recorded everything. One day I went to her car because we got a good relationship, and I was like, I want to change your life, not only physically, but I know you are lost. You know where you're going. Went to her car, unbelievable. 6, like I saw Coke and I was like, are you getting paid to promote Coke? Insane. Oto will be there. I'll show you the videos. Insane. All she eats, burgers, Burger Kings, because why? It's very fast. And she is sick. I can understand. She can cook. She can barely afford the energy to stand up and do stuff. Lost 15 kgs. Fixed a little bit of diet. Right? Kept her awareness. Text her every day. Talk with her every day. What is it? How is it? Now, she works more hours. She makes more money. Her car is clean, right? She loves exercise. When she used to come see me first, she hated it. And she almost hated me because of the exercise. Oh, my knees hurt. My knees hurt. It's like, I'm sorry about it. You got to do it. Feel the pain, me too. Your pain. You have pain, but you don't know the pain that I have now if something happens to you. I feel very responsible. Now, she tells me, I can work more, I can make more money. My friends notice the change. Guess what? We have a new goal. She has an operation on September, October. So we have a new goal now just because she told me if I lose this amount of weight, I didn't need to sleep in a hospital. Guess what? We're working on it to lose that amount of weight. And the big thing, you know what she said? I want to inspire people like me. She said, I want to help people like me who's afraid to exercise, who they think they are paralyzed because she think that she was gone. She think that she got all those things and she gets in worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm not telling you weight loss will prevent her from everything, but get her 60% to life, to live, because she can move more, she walk more, she does the exercises. No, she texts me, when are we exercising? Yeah, imagine. She said, I'm going to inspire people. We're going to make that video and we inspire people who are like me, afraid to train. They have injuries. They can make it happen. And this, priceless for me. That's the story. Hopefully it does make some sense.
Nice one, man. Yeah, that's a good one. There's a lot of stories we can share. And
give me one.
That's a good one. Big story. Let me think.
That are so many. I know you have so many experiences doing this, right? But what I'm telling you, I'm still working on.
Nothing like this kind of big one that you said that just randomly pops in my head. But I deal with lots of people who, who when they start, they basically initially started with lots of knee pain,
Wow.
back pain, and I think my biggest thing that I developed was the knee rehab.
My God,
And
this is big.
yeah, I think I could have helped around 200 people fix their knee pain over the last couple of years. And the thing is that I had sore knee for 10 years.
Wow.
The kind of tendon coming from quadriceps on the left knee from a lot of hiking, running, cycling, and I trained since I was very little, so it was just decades of training hard. And at some point, I kind of neglected stretching, and it all inflamed. So for me, I built a protocol for the knee.
Wow.
And I know
you understand it more.
I know how it works, and it took me quite a while as well to understand it. And so I attract people who have some kind of injury.
Beautiful.
So my biggest thing is that I have someone who is injured, and I make them exercising for years.
Man,
somebody who would possibly not go to exercise or class, but we fix the knee. So, and also it's kind of a more older people, but I've seen people even coming to me once a week.
Yes.
And they're still getting results.
There you go.
We do muscle building once a week. The person does once or twice run. They're staying fit, and even that one session. So
it makes the change.
It makes a change. So, I think my biggest transformation for people is that they stick with it.
Oh, that's very...
It's the biggest one is that even years later, they are still exercising and they have a good mindset. In classes as well, I love when people get hooked.
Yeah.
Because we live it. We basically selling the healthy lifestyle, and we need the customers, the club we work for.
Yes.
We need them to come back.
Absolutely.
It's not only about the income of the club or our income, but it's actually we helping people.
The relationship with people.
We build relationships. We make them to enjoy the social aspect of club. When you work privately one-on-one, there's deeper connection mind to mind.
Yes.
On that level, we are like they're not mentors, but we in a way we help them to grow as well. Listen to them so they can filter out ideas through you.
Yes.
And
yes.
if you would kind of listen to my regular conversations, we chat a lot about non-related topics.
You build your community.
I'm so passionate about geopolitics, movies.
You are, yeah.
So we talk politics a lot.
Cryptocurrencies,
Investments, philosophy, science, AI.
So you get to know him more. That's your personality. That's your community.
And a funny one, anecdotal, trivial information.
Yeah.
A lot of clients would use me for different things than personal trainings.
Of course.
I go there into their house, and suddenly their printer doesn't work.
Wow.
Or something on the computer doesn't work, or their phone is freezing. I go and fix that because the technology and all of those things I'm passionate about. So, and they know it. Yeah. So they are not like, today I have more important things. I need to fix my printer. It's disconnected from the network. So
that's very good.
So I'm like a personal assistant as well. If there's something that needs to be done, a bigger piece of furniture needs to be moved in a house.
There you go.
I'll help them.
Help you out.
Because many of them are older people as well.
Yes.
So,
it's very interesting to find that people who just you get along with, and then you build a community with them. At this point, I'm just, I want to focus really into fitness. I want to be like really do something and be great at it for now. I'm new in a club. People still to like question mark, who's this guy? But still, I still have time to get to know more people, and then, yeah.
Sakou, I have one thing to say. Since the first day I met you, you have great energy. You're a nice guy, and the feedback going around your trainings, your classes is absolutely amazing.
Oh, bless you, man.
I watch your videos on Instagram stories, and you're absolutely inspirational. Always when I see you sharing that kind of stuff, I know you're gonna succeed in Ireland. Even though you are here a couple of months, I know you're gonna do really well here. There's plenty of great clients for for you as well.
Oh,
So
bless
they
you,
just need
man.
to know about you, and eventually
Yeah.
you'll find this as your new
Oh.
home for sure.
Thank you for saying this. That means a lot to me. Of course, first days, of course, I did some research about you. I'm no guy who's working with me, who's there. I was like, Oto, he knows about fitness. I think that you were like, you do more research. So you do your research alone more than what you learn from the courses you did. You were like into self-development. That's what got me to, this guy knows about crypto. This guy knows good about fitness, not just a little. Maybe this podcast is not enough for it. Maybe you're going to do one more. I know you have a plenty of knowledge to help people with. Last time we talked about podcasts, and I was like, you better do more of it.
Yeah.
You better do more of it because people will get the value out of it. They're not going to waste their time. Your time is not going to be wasted. You are going to get value. This guy, maybe he's humble. He's humble. He does it just in his small house. He does his best. Beautiful setup. Trust me, you're going to learn a lot of it, and we appreciate. Thank you for having me here one more time. It was a good conversation. Let's see what's gonna happen in the future.
Thank you, Sakou. It was nice to have you. Please tell your Instagram where people can find you to follow.
Definitely.
I'll put links, but just you say it.
Definitely. You find me on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, Sakou 10X Fitness. That's what I stand for.
Sakou.
So yeah, Sakou, Sakou 10X Fitness. Thank you for the opportunity one more time. And looking forward to working with you more times.
Thank you, brother.
No problem at all.
All the
brother.
best.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you for the coffee, actually. A good one. Thanks.
Nice one.